Most weight loss plans are one size fits all, not taking into account each person's individual needs. Noom is here to change that. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain. But it also takes into account your unique biological factors, which also affect weight loss success. The program helps you understand the science behind your eating choices and why you have cravings. Everyone's journey is different, so your daily lessons are personalized to you and your goals. One of the great things about Noom is that it's nourishing instead of restrictive. They focus on progress instead of perfection. You don't have to give up carbs, or anything for that matter. Have cravings? Food FOMO? Noom can help you lose weight while still enjoying your favorite foods. To date, Noom has helped more than 5.2 million people lose weight. Stay focused on what's important to you. With Noom's psychology and biology-based approach, sign up for your trial today at Noom.com. That's Noom.com.
It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
And joining us now is Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis of the great state of New York. Congresswoman, we'll get to MSG in a moment, but first your reaction to the fact that now Mayor Adams is sending some back, and he's saying, look how much it's costing migrants right now, how much it's costing us for the migrants, as the judge was pointing out.
Well, I got a real easy solution. Just everybody fire Kamala Harris, elect President Trump, and this issue will be resolved in no time. I mean, you have the Texas complaining, you have New York complaining, you have Chicago complaining, you have states across the country complaining about gangs and violence and robberies and murders even. Sadly, women raped and murdered across the country, drug traffickers. If you've had enough, just don't vote for these people anymore. Vote to elect President Trump, and he will fix it. Because remember, I got to remind everyone, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden came in, 60 executive orders they issued, the first week they were there, that dismantled President Trump's border policies. They mandated for CBP to release these individuals into our country, including the guy who killed 23 people in Peru and was walking around New York freely.
Yeah, and you look at the history over and over again. You know what's interesting? And Congresswoman Malliotakis, I know you were there last night. Pete was there. Also, John and myself, we were there. What a juxtaposition last night, and you look at the way Kamala Harris has been talking. She couldn't even answer a basic question last week about whether she supports a border wall or not. And that was from Anderson Cooper, CNN. And yet last night you heard from President Trump, it was, I love this country. I care about this country. I want to protect this country. Come one, come all. We got to make sure that we've got to get people who are vetted, who are cleared. It was it really is such a stark contrast.
Yeah, and I don't know if you have seen it yet, but today President Trump released a very powerful video. The mother of Jocelyn Nagari, the 12-year-old girl killed in Texas by illegal immigrants, one of, unfortunately, many women across the country that have been raped or murdered by these illegal immigrants that they've let into our country. It is so heartbreaking, but it's angering. It makes you so mad to watch this video, to know that Kamala Harris said she wouldn't change anything. She wouldn't change anything, that she would continue this border policy. So if people like what's going on, that gangs are taking over the streets of New York and literally we're paying for this havoc to be wreaked in our city, then vote for Kamala Harris. That would be a very sad decision on your part. But
you might get AOC as your speaker.
Oh, that's the other thing. I mean, yeah, we don't need to give her any more.
Hey, Nicole, this is Pete. I was sitting in the row behind you last night. What was your main impression of the rally? You had the perfect view. You were right up close.
I thought and it was great to see you last night, Pete. I mean, it was energetic. It was exciting. I saw people of all religions, of all races, people of all ages. There was a lot of energy in there. What I felt, was almost like I got almost teary-eyed when, the first singer sang our national anthem, and then when they sang "God Bless the USA," Lee Greenwood, you almost get emotional because these are
phenomenal.
People who truly love this country, and they just want to save this country from socialism. Every time I hear Kamala Harris come out with an idea, it's a page out of the socialist playbook of Hugo Chavez. packing the Supreme Court. That's exactly what they did. And then the people had no recourse. 40,000 cases ruled in he and Maduro's favor. No recourse. That's how they destroyed the country. Price controls, right? That's how they had hyperinflation. The shelves were empty. You couldn't even get food. People digging into garbage cans for food. That's her other policy, price controls. And then all these social giveaways and the anti-energy policies. That's exactly what they did in Venezuela. Why on earth would we want that here in the United States? President Trump is somebody who created millions of jobs. He lifted wages, American wages. He brought unemployment for Latinos and for African Americans and women to record lows. He doubled the child tax credit. He gave an across-the-board tax cut for our working and middle class. He understands what the people are going through right now. He's actually talking to them, right? He's talking to the steel workers. He's going to the McDonald's employees. He's going to the barber shop, talking to people. And they realize, that he's the one that's going to make this country affordable again, reduce inflation, reduce these prices. And that's what people, I think, at the end of the day want. They want public safety, and they want to be able to afford to live.
Yeah, it was interesting, Nicole, last night, too. I loved the fact, first of all, I love the fact that in the rally, they were all chanting USA, USA, USA. And just as you pointed out, race, color, creed. I mean, you could see it was such a great, swath. To me, what a contrast to what we've seen. Like, even you look at some of the other rallies where she's like, hey, you're in the wrong rally. It's almost like a war on religion. Remember when someone was shouting, talking about Jesus Christ, you're at the wrong rally is what they said.
Yeah, and you see, look, RFK Jr. was there. You had Tulsi Gabbard. These people switched parties because they saw that the Democratic Party is no longer serving the American people. And they are giving President Trump a chance because they know that he will be the one that will govern by common sense, restore public safety, restore national security, make us respected against on the world stage where we don't have two wars because they see weak leadership as we see under Biden-Harris. And he's a businessman. He knows how to run things. He's going to make government more efficient. He did a lot of that, right? A lot of cutting these unnecessary, costly, burdensome regulations and bureaucracy, and giving people back more of their hard-earned money, letting them keep it through these tax cuts.
Yep.
I think
by the way,
more of that.
And Nicole, before we let you go, too, the importance of keeping the House. I think that's a really important issue right now. And so many of the roads go through
if we lose
New
the
York.
House, all the investigations go away, and that's what the Democrats want right now.
Well, you're right. And if there's two things that are really important. Number one, if we have the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that created a lot of jobs and brought some prosperity to the country, and like I said, those across-the-board tax cuts, the doubling of the child tax credit, all of that expires next year. And so you'll see a massive tax increase. We estimate it'd probably be about 2,000 for middle-class families, about 2,000 more a year that they will be paying in taxes should that expire. And so that's number one. People have to be mindful of that. That's a big thing, particularly when you have the Democratic candidate saying she's going to increase taxes. The second thing is obviously the shenanigans, right? If they're in control, they will just look to impeach and indict and do all sorts of things to go after President Trump so he's not able to govern. We're not able to govern because they're going to continue to play the games that they played last time with their sham impeachments and all those other little hoaxes that they like to play. So that's if we want this government to function, if we want to make sure that it's serving the people, that's not being weaponized against the people, I think it's really important that people consider that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Congresswoman, thank you very much. What a fabulous night and incredible night to all be there together. Thank you very much.
Good job, Nicole.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nicole. We love you. Thank you. And let's take a break right now. We're going to come back with Michael Goodman, and he's one interesting person.
Always.